Well, not all adoptees in Indiana have equal access to their birth information. News 18's Kayla Sullivan joins us now to tell us why and how new legislation might change that. Kayla.
Yes, depending on when you were adopted, you might not have easy access to your birth records. But after 8 years of fighting for equal access for all, the Hoosiers for Equal Access to Records nonprofit is one step closer to their goal.
It is almost like starting a book from Chapter 2. Adoptees don't have a Chapter 1.
Hoosiers adopted in 1994 and after can easily access their birth records as long as their biological mother didn't sign a non-release form. But under current Indiana law, people adopted between 1941 and 1993 cannot.
Adoptees can, at this point, petition the court, but it's a really complicated, long, drawn-out thing.
But a bill recently passed by the Senate Judiciary Committee would allow everyone the same level of access to their records, as long as the birth mother did not sign a non-release form. The bill also replaces non-release forms with contact preference forms, which would give birth parents more options than allowing or denying access to records.
They can also say, yes, we want reunion, or we want to be contacted. And then they can also say, you know, it might be a good idea if we have a confidential intermediary. Then obviously the third choice is no.
Birth mother Eileen Drennan says she can't imagine anyone saying no to giving their child information.
I think that access to records is a human right. I think every person in the world has the right to know who they are and where they came from.
Drennan didn't sign a non-release form when she put her son up for adoption. And when he was older, she wrote him a letter seeing if he wanted to have a relationship with her.
He wrote me back, and of course he wanted to know about the people who made him, and he wanted to have a relationship, but you know, it's a challenge.
But equal access to records doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with your birth parent. Some adoptees just want to know where they came from for medical reasons. Pam Krosky says she found out her birth mother had breast cancer.
That, to me, was worth every bit of finding her, was to know down the line that, you know, there's a possibility, and that her mother died of breast cancer also.
Krosky was an adoptee who went through the long and expensive process to find her birth parents, but she's hoping no one else will have to. Her nonprofit called Here has been coming to the State House with this goal for 8 years now, and after Wednesday's 10-0 vote in the Senate.
And I think they're going to be excited to pass this so that we don't come back again.
And if this bill is passed this session, the law wouldn't go into effect until 2018. Kayla Sullivan, News 18.